guys, welcome back to the next episode. As you can see, it has been about 2 to 3 weeks or a month since the last episode. I have gotten a bit busy, but now I'm back with hopefully a video once every week or two. I will attempt that. Now, last time to recap, we had this rover, that is something new. We sorted our base with some solar and hydrogen. Now, ice has been an issue. I have done some mining for iron and such, as we have taken some time. Checking here, should still be iron. We'll find out some cobalt. Now, I would take to mine these so that the moment we start again, we can immediately continue in the survival world. This was a project I tried doing in between, tried recording, but haven't really finished it really, so I feel like I want to leave it, but also I don't really want to continue this project. It really doesn't seem worth it now at the moment. So in between episodes I have actually gotten all the DLCs that I can possibly get, meaning we have access to all the DLC blocks in the game. Now, I'm going to go to our inventory, back to GPS. I have nickel, that's the nickel. Aging is gold, cobalt and silver are gold again. Silver, I may be wrong, but iron, nickel, cobalt. Station, silicon, lithium, hydrogen. Now if we look to one of these directions. Been sometimes I'm a bit confused on directions. I think it's this one. If we go in that direction, we will find a few other ore types that are quite useful to use. So let's quickly press P so we go out of parking. As you can see, the rover is a bit hasty. I'm going to check, and we have some ice. And all I would do, and it was really only like a 10 to 30 minute run, I would just come over here to the iron, mine a bit and come back. Let's quickly get over here. See, here's another iron, nickel and cobalt, but until we have fully mined out those parts of the vein, we will not really be going further. Go to park. Now, you can see I already dug a hole here. If we go down, put on our lights, you can see I have gone through some effort to try and find the corners. Now, in Space Engineers, if we quickly go to the top of this vein, look here. That corner I showed you corresponds to this axis and this axis. So the iron is also generated in a square size, which I've noticed with some planets and some ores and some of the asteroids. Not all of the veins generate like this, but most do. Now, I've noticed when you do this, it's generally a very thin vein. But we can just continue here. Just literally mining. This. Inventory. For my inventory about 3 times. Before I return back to the rover and back to the base.
Inventory full.
So as one of the videos had a recent comment a while ago, it asked what the goal of a series was. Now, I really don't know of any goals. Maybe just reaching endgame, since we have a Prototech mod. The Prototech things are possible to make with non-Prototech things, but at the cost of a lot of magnesium. And possibly building a whole fleet will be the goal in this series, as building a full amount of ships to have a future series based around that world with all those ships. It's also a great way for me to further learn more about how to improve my skills with building ships and gain more freedom and creativity.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Digging. That is why I am trying to do it all in a different time frame at times where I am not recording, so we can focus more on building and such. Now we're going to return to base, and then I will quickly drop this off, and then we can go to the ice mine. Now, if you did not know, if you move your view and you go into cockpit view or another type of view, it resets you to having a straight ahead view again. You can do this by pressing Alt, moving your camera around. B2 view. Now we're just gonna watch out for the base. Bring our rover in, a bit closer. Park, jump out, helicopter tools. Can certainly move over the iron. If you don't feel it, just double click, use your Alt, and the mouse button, everything gets deposited. We also had a cache, a supply cache, which gave me this enhanced grind, which we can change it to whichever item. We can do this by going to G, character items, you should jump here, character tools, and doing that. Now, in Space Engineers, each tool has a varying level of efficiency. For example, these ones, the enhanced one has a 1.5 times rolling speed compared to a regular one, which is times 1. Now, for each level of tool, this increases. Now, last time we did whatever this is, which I'm not happy with. This looks very wrong, bad. And we have our small homey looking area with a light. Here I have a lot of symbols because we will be using a lot of these, and over time we'll gradually increase the inventory space as well. Blocks. For today, a bit of focus. If we simply take these and start designing our industrial area. Get into the rover, move it out of the way, park it again, get out. And last time we said we wanted to use this area here to park our rovers. So this block is going to safeguard this. Now, in the meantime, here, production, tools, I am going to make a better welder because I don't know how to slow down as well as my paint gun, 1000 paint components or paint chemicals. As we only use cannons, this mod is quite nice to use those. Now, for this, we can configure 2, 3, 4. And I was testing things out, so let me quickly move this. This is awkward, as I had to check a few things using creative mode. Now that that's sorted, and we know we can place blocks without magically appear. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can see this is going to interrupt. I'm going to use our drill. This time right click mining because we already have enough resources and we don't worry too much about stone. And now we need to remember we are going for a spherical or octagonal, like a cargo container, an industrial one, which has these octagonal designs in our base, meaning we need to make sure that it's even on most sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, just one higher. So we make, actually let's make this extra one higher because we want to add fineries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add a few more blocks. We have our main shape. Now we will be breaking this up into a bigger complex or area. For now, let's actually go back to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if we can do it again. 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's an 11 by 11 now. Go over 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, the math is not mathing. Let's check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, something is very wrong, but it's fine. Now, we will have to fill in the floor at some point. Let's open down those tools. They should be done. Tools back on. G. Correct the tools. So it should now weld a lot faster. As you can see, it does. So we are going to have an issue with this. We will move these things in time. This was a very temporary thing. Now, let's look. We have this bolt here. I don't want to remove this container. It's a base or basis. So we are simply going to find our conveyors. Let's actually remove this. We're going to scroll down. There are conveyor junctions. And I want to go, I think, that one. That. And if I recall, I want to use the industrial one here. I don't think it has a bottom port. No, it doesn't. But it does have a top one. Our goal is to align these ports to one another. Now we can do it here, or we can set it in like this. It's strange how one steel plate will build all of this. Now, it does give some routing options, and unfortunately, I don't know if there's a way to exactly connect these two and have something to further that, because of the industrial assembler only having the 2 ports instead of 4 on the regular one. So we want to ideally use this because this one has actually not ports, so it has to be that side. So if we go back down, we want to now place in a few steel plates, just so we have a platform. So that should make building a lot easier, and we need more steel plates. Enough. Now we have ways of conveying this up. Those are through the conveyor junctions that look like this. Now we have a C, which we can use. Here's a straight one. about this, we want another one like this. Yeah. So I'm quite limiting us by this first one, as you have seen there was ports at the back. We won't really be able to easily use those ports on that one, which is fine. And over time, I'll probably find a way to hide it a lot more easily. Now, on this side, I'm going to take the same ports again. That's a straight one and a curved one over C. That should allow us to convey those two together. Then, an assembler. We can place one here, and I would say placing another one next to it should work. We don't really have a lot of options at the moment in terms of space, but that's fine. I'm trying to take this slow instead of rushing through and building a bunch of big ships. Now, since we have two assemblers, I'm going to quickly add more of these. Or, you know what, we can actually take these assemblers out and this is fine. So we know we need something there. But take another one of these and put 4 of them back to back or side to side. We have access here to a 2-block gap with single block gaps completely issue, so I'm gonna make it a bit smaller off camera if I remember, otherwise I will do it in a video. Go to O2H2 and we go to the lab variation of it, which has 3 ports at one side and one on the other side, and we can place it just like that. Again, turn it, place, and place. Now, if we really want to, we can do more. But for now, swap this up. Resources. Deposit and raise, building again. Station over here. Filling. And in the next episode we'll probably try and get a medical bay. And then there's Earthlight just above us, staring at us, and what I think is an alien planet or Mars. I cannot wait to go there. It's just the resources and running 2 outlets. This uses a lot of silk. Unfortunately now most of our silk will be used up already. Because we go more, it doesn't have enough supply, so I'm just going to go outside. We should have enough iron as soon as we find these out. Stone, iron, cobalt for last. This is functional for the boss, but we can do it. And now we have a full scale refinery. So all our power is now basically useless. Actually gonna take all this iron, then why is it not go through? And that is because I forgot that we need to hook it up. So I'm gonna check here, add all of these to building here. Build planner. Cool. As you can see, it's not done. We can simply just go and start building this up. Thankfully, it seems that I have made a decent amount of resource. I took a break. Just although I think most of this was made from Rover, it's fine. Go up here, check there, take all of this iron, move it here, take half of the cobalt, and move it. It finds a lot faster. You can see our bulk is empty. Had 3 refineries and shift it all in. It should now produce this. And we need a lot of steel, please. Motors first. Grids. Motors will be next. I like to do this to see which components are from these versus the most, so we can craft the most amount, which will take the most resources fast. Now in this episode, as I'm still feeling in that mood, let's also remove all of this quickly. Or should get iron. We have 56 there, we have 800, 400. We need way more, so we are currently clear this. I'm going to try and build a ship. Interior plates and some plates. I'm going to do that. And as we go along, I'm going to try and build everything up. Since we have already built a rover, I can scavenge parts from this one. Cargo container. I'm gonna go for this one. That's a line. Let's load this up. Now, instead of a normal cockpit or the other types like these ones, I prefer to use this one, the fighter. That's because of how easy it is to use, especially when building a ship. Now we need a lot, and I mean a lot of thrust on this thing. So the first step is to build a hydrogen tank. As you build planets, all the resources of both of these blocks. Should be done soon. We're actually using a build planner. Up. Then a small O2H2 chain. We have a lab one also for small grid, which is quite nice. Also going to make one of these now. comes the horrible part, the batteries. I'm not too fussed about how we do the power at first, so or where it's exactly placed. So for now, I'm just gonna place the two here, because we can always route down from here without this. Should be everything. So now we should at least have power getting into a seat. As you can see, I'm recharging at the bottom of the screen. Let's quickly go full. Should be fine. And now we are going to place a few of these. For now, I'm only placing one. The side we're going to place. It's actually kept from interior plates. Some plates. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then one here. One here. As we move this up, I'm going to add it to build planner. Grab the remaining components. Since we are in a ship like this, it should be hydrogen powered. Now, it doesn't really have a lot of cargo yet. But in the future, we can always add another one on top of here. Now, I'll just place like that. Now, this does come to the issue that it's going to be very heavy. And we will struggle a bit. But if we also need to, we can always add some of these cargo containers like this, closer to the sides, have them converted from small to a large conveyor board like this, and then we can always have more hydrogen. So now we are going to go for thrusters, grab the hydrogen group, and we have a few options. We have this combination, or we have industrial ones. I do not like the industrial smaller ones. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we are going to have in total 6 up, 6 down. But only 3 side to side. Space. If we do this, we have a 3-block gap. We take 2 blocks. So we have 4 forward, 2 back. So far. But if we add one there, over here, we should be golden. Now, there's going to be a lot of volume. Each one of these clusters is in total 11. Build planner. With to construction. Out. Cage. Let's quickly check out amount of ice. Which we have 0 off. So I think this is off here, so that this tank could hopefully fill up. Now, I think the priority usually building a mining ship at first is getting at least enough up thrust, some forward, some back, and at least just one lift and one right axle, so that you can at least pilot the ship properly. Usually we tend to want to do all of it, which is a bit more painstaking. Usually after you crash your ship, it is a huge bad feeling sensation. But in general, it is better to do everything at once when you know it's done. So we need to keep in mind this is going to be a modular one. If we need to, we can even remove a connector, put the second another cargo container at the bottom, how we usually want to do it, and move everything down. It will mean, however, destroying a battery or two to get enough space, but everything comes at a cost. As you can see, there should be enough again. So these three.
Energy low.
This one is 5, 6, 7, and 2 more 8. Twice, so we should have double the amount of components being prepared. Let's quickly most of it being made, and then we can recharge a bit. So I also want you guys now for future episodes and such to comment how long you think an episode should be. I at the moment do not know if you guys enjoy us rambling every video, but I quite enjoy just getting the hour or two of gameplay exactly as it is, so that you guys have an authentic experience instead of a cut down version of how you actually play this game. And I know this format is a bit more applicable to a streaming or a streamer's type of content, which is definitely a bit unusual for a YouTube video. See, this is a quite tedious process. Now there is a mod that I installed that does help, which is a nanotech mod, but I do not remember if I have it here. Let's actually see. Yes, the build and repair system. Now I'm gonna option you have it, and you can add it to large grid. Now this block is useful, but I have some bad experiences with this mod from playtesting, as it would randomly start grinding down any other blocks that are on the plain grey color. Now let's grab a few more of these thrusters. This process is one because, like, at first it's just getting all the resources. Ice is over there, so let's put it back to normal view. As well, going to try to fill out a bit more of ice before coming back. Now usually your first few trips with a mining vehicle is getting a bunch of ice, so you can ensure that it has enough hydrogen to make a full turn. We are going to leave us now, because we don't need it. Going to go back to our rover, get in, unpark, and we are going to silicon, magnesium, and hydrogen, which is just here. So what I've noticed helps is randomly activating the thruster to launch you slightly into the air, allowing you to garner a few more meters than you would otherwise have to wait. It's also a lot more fun as if you're flying a very badly designed rocket. You just need to watch out so you don't go too high and that you don't really go faster than 30 meters a second, especially hitting the ground. But we should be fine, I hope. Let's quickly just get over this mountain. Let's stop flying, and just over here is where we found the ice in that other video. I don't want to fall in some of these gaps. And I'm going to be slowing down as we approach. Here on the left is all his part. Out, and now we again we are going to gather stone and ice regardless.
Inventory full.
Currently, our inventory size is not at the maximum. I think we got to about 4,000 liters if we increase the inventory size a bit. Now, I took a small break as well from Space Engineers in between the YouTube videos. I stopped them for a short while, just so that I can gain some creative energy. I do not feel that it was fair for me to continue on the series if one, I do not have enough time to record, two, not have enough time or creative energy to think of new designs or new ideas. Especially in like work, it does take a lot of creativity. Now we are going to have to return to our rover. And I have also gotten Space Engineers too, so you can definitely expect a video maybe in the future as soon as they do conveyors and all that but more properly, and doors actually that work, for me to start creating a few ships in that game.
Inventory full.
Now I've noticed with my system that the RX 6600 can handle the game at medium settings, and probably with some upscaling it can handle high settings, but I do not want to fuss around with those settings for FSR or super resolution or whatever.
Inventory full.
And I have been looking at newer components, but budgeting for them is always a lot more difficult, especially nowadays where PC components are practically at the same price of a monthly salary or 2 months salary. especially in South Africa.
Inventory full. 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 Inventory full.
Instead, they will just store the ice and wait for the system to actually mine a bit of hydrogen. I think the moment that Space Engineers 2 has a proper survival mode, which is functional, I'll start a early series on that as well. There should be a reasonable amount of ice.
Inventory full.
I am a bit worried with AMD sometimes, as I've noticed, especially when you have multiple windows open, it would usually like to record this window you
Inventory
last
full.
interacted with. General concern is that sometimes you are playing a game and you quickly interact with a screen outside of the game, and the next moment you know, you accidentally recorded almost a whole hour of that other video or app that you've been using. And I do not think that 40 minutes of me speaking would be entertaining if it was just a Steam overlay for Space Engineers. Now, as we see here, our rover will be processing stone still. We can actually remove this so that we can have a bit more availability of resources, and we do have a reasonable amount of ice. Park. And the headphones I have are quite old, so apologies for that bit of interference now. I think, for me, personally, with Space Engineers, the most fun part is the starting bit, where you have so few things, you have all the opportunity to do it, and you have different ways of achieving any purpose or goal you have. I, for example, every now and again play some Space Engineers with a friend who either will or do challenges in survival. The latest of which is having, for him, only grids, for myself, only small grids. We started on alien-like planet with spiders over saberoids on by default, which does add some difficulty. And the main goal was to reach another planet or the planet's moon, or for example Earth, as fast as possible. And the difficulty in that is you can choose, do you want to just build a small grid station, since we had the mod as well, as you have seen, for the small grid assembler, which you can see is this modded one, or even the refinery. Now it does have limitations, meaning you can't really focus too much on building a ship like that, but it did help out massively and showing some progression. I think I should actually friends are playing Counter-Strike again. Of which that specific friend still has not responded to me about killing space engineers, which is annoying. Take the ice, and now since we have more auto H2 generators, the ice is going to be spread out between most of them, but at the cost of having the ice being consumed a lot faster. Once we have access to the prototype though, I will be focusing on creating a mining ship for space that can essentially mine and store O2. Biggest concern then is either having hydrogen power or ion, in which ion is a preferred method at the cost of having water filters, which is nice. This one. You can see that is I think that we first need to add gyroscopes. Two should suffice. There. There. This one. This one. This one. Actually, start taking resources from here. And take this thing. Let's go look and finish off this. We should now have control. Let's move back. That was quite nicely, but lag is going to kill me. And we're looking for the grinding block. We're going to switch over to a drill and place our first drill like this. This is all we need for now. So you pop everything back down. Let's quickly check out how much ice we have, and it is slowly filling up. Now, let's activate the ore detector from our main rover, as we will no longer be using it. As well as that antenna. Let's look here. Ore detector is going to go here. The antenna is going to go over here. Now we can get in, and I'm hoping there should be enough ice. Yes, let's just quickly check our tank. It is very slowly filling. We can go, and then we need to stop. Check the amount of hydrogen we have again. And we can go very slowly. Or rather, let's quickly just grab more ice from the base, as that will allow us to use most of it in that ship. So, most of ice out of that one. We don't really have a connector yet, so let's quickly grab the components right out here. This should be one block. And the rest of those components craft. Go back in here. Take this very slowly. occasionally just check our sea dampeners. And we need to keep an eye on both reversed and forward thrusters that we do not damage each other. As if we damage each other, we may need to replace it. My biggest concern now at the moment is just keeping this thing afloat, considering we are using a lot of our hydrogen. In the meantime, let's quickly check here. This is fine, this is fine. Down a little bit. Completely disable that, and let's quickly see how phosphorus is filling up. Now to make this even faster, I'm going to place 1 to fill the tank. Now when we go back again, it's filling up a little bit faster. Actually, since the video is this long, we should probably continue the next one, as this is dragging on a bit too long. And in the meantime, I'll just wait for this to gather a bit of hydrogen, and I will probably then just get some ice, fill this up, and go back to the base and make sure that we have enough ice at the base. Thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.